It's time for fantasy.
Number 34 on the offense is on my fantasy team. So,
Versus reality.
Break out the red panties. Go rich, baby.
With Levack and Goz on 104.5 The Team.
We're almost to the point where I do my season math and see, like, if you put a certain amount on each game I picked, where you would be. I think you're finally making cash with me.
Hey.
Finally.
You made cash in the new year, right?
Oh, I've been crushing in the new year.
It's like a sports information director. Make sure to, like, twist it to make you sound good for the certain portions of when you were making money.
Well, I mean, are we counting the casino trip I had?
No, you didn't give anybody advice for that.
Go to the casinos.
That's not the advice we're looking for.
I'm a Saratoga. I got a hotel and everything now. Go make some money.
I'm
going to be there for the Super Bowl.
It's not the right
thing.
Great.
All right, here we go. Fantasy versus reality. At this moment, I have a monstrous lead over
You have
Goz.
a 4-game lead.
I'm 28, 23, and 3. And Gozzy Bear is a pitiful 24, 27, and 3.
I nailed Zach Zenner last week.
Listen, your dating life is your business.
I went 1 and 2 last week. Go for your first game. You got Oakland and Houston.
1. All right, we're going to pick all the games this week, which means Gozzy Bear's going to hit us with 4 daily fantasy players as well. Here we go. I'm taking the Oakland Raiders, baby. Just win, baby. Or just cover, at least. They're getting 3.5 points. Here's the deal. I expect the Raiders to run the rock. They're going to run the football. Houston's going to have to accept that. And I think Connor Cook's going to be okay. I don't think he's going to be great. I don't have any kind of, Disney movie in my head where Connor Cook comes in and throws for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, whatever. I think he's going to be good enough. I think he's going to limit his mistakes. I think he has learned a lot and got a lot of reps. He asked for them. He got them. Give me the Raiders. Give me the 3.5 points on the road.
And this is a tricky one. Levack Cook's the rookie, never played before. A good Houston Texans defense at home. The AFC South, people want to crush it all the time, but the Colts went 8-8. The Titans were 9-7. Is it because the AFC now never wins that they don't get the national credit maybe they deserve? Be careful about your Raiders. I know they've had a great season. If we were talking Derek Carr in this matchup.
Oh, Derek Carr in this matchup? We ain't playing this week, baby.
No, way different opinion. I would wish I could side with you on that, but I'm just saying be careful with that 3.5 is all I'll say.
Right.
I'll move on to the quarterback position now. Remember, we're playing for value picks here.
Right.
We want to have daily DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever it may be. So we're not always going to pick the best or the highest scoring player, but there is one occasion where you should. And it's at the quarterback position, and I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. Now, on a lot of DraftKings and FanDuel sites right now, he's not the highest priced player. Ben Roethlisberger is. Ooh. But I'm done betting against, investing against, trying to go against Aaron Rodgers. Every single week, well, he doesn't have a running back. He's got a wide receiver at running back. Well, they're continuing to win. Well, they have a tough team coming up. They continue to win. Well, he's this way. Stop. All right, I get it. He has the same amount of wins as Eli at Lambeau Field. I'm not going against Aaron Rodgers. I don't care how tough that Giants secondary is. If they pressure Rodgers, he's going to make plays. Give me Aaron Rodgers to have a big statistical game against the Giants.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
All right, on to my second pick. Here we go. The Lions are at the Seahawks Saturday night. They're getting 8 points. This is a huge line, man. And I get it. The Seahawks are good. They're actually good enough to cover 8, most likely. But I think it's you guys who all year has been like, dude, are they really as good as everyone says they are? And I'm going to tell you, I think they're close. But without Earl Thomas, I think you could have a situation where Stafford goes out there, keeps this thing really close. He has been an exciting guy to watch. And the fact that I haven't heard him mentioned in anybody's MVP talk, if you're not from Detroit, is kind of silly. He's been right up there with Derek Carr, with Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady as far as what he's meant to his team. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the points. I'm taking the 8. I'm going to the 12th man, and I'm taking his lunch money. Give me the Lions plus 8.
I'm so surprised this number was so high. What has Detroit needed to do for people? They were beating Green Bay. They were right there in the division race. Then the Packers beat them in the last week of the season. Green Bay wins the division. Detroit gets to the playoffs. You laid out the Stafford argument. I mean, what? They have to win in the playoffs. Again, this is like the Texans.
They want you to stop nailing Zach Zenner.
Fantasy football. Yes, they want it to stop happening. And maybe the white running back is the problem why people don't want to.
Why you gotta say white running back?
We had a whole discussion about this yesterday, Michael Bennett. Right. I can't believe it's 8. I love that pick. It's my favorite pick of yours. The Lions are going to keep that game very close. It's about history in this game, not about what's happening in the year now, 2017. People are banking on the past in that Seahawk-Lion game. My pick here for running back, Lamar Miller. Think about a lot of heavy Lamar Miller. Now, Le'Veon Bell, again, Steelers. We've talked about that matchup a bit, and I'm sure that's coming up next for you. That Le'Veon Bell's projected the most of any player on offense this week in weekly DraftKings League to have a huge game. But give me Lamar Miller. You got to admit, even though your Oakland Raiders have been good this season, defense has not been their strength.
They do seem to every once in a while just kind of back off on defense.
And forget to tackle people and things like that. You're going to have Brock Osweiler behind center. That franchise is going to do everything they can to make sure Brock Osweiler is not going to be the one who has to win them the playoff game. Houston's strength has been running the football. Lamar Miller, big against the Oakland Raiders.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Ryan Hunt doesn't seem sold on it. All right, on to my third play. This is actually my biggest play of the week. If I was going to invest in this as heavy as I wanted to, it could get ugly early for me, but I don't think it's going to. The Steelers are hosting the Dolphins. The Steelers are laying 10 points. 10 points!
In a playoff game.
That isn't a college game. 10 points!
Playoffs?
I'm laying the 10 points, and I'm not even worried about it. I think Big Ben is going to go off. I think Le'Veon Bell is going to go off. I got to be honest with you. I don't know how much we're going to see of Big Ben and Le'Veon Bell in the fourth quarter. I think this game is over early. I think the Steelers are just too good. I literally think there might be calls to PETA from the Miami area after what the Steelers do to these Dolphins.
What did I miss here in the Miami Dolphins season? I get Ryan Tannehill's injured, but they're not throwing the ball 50 times a game. It's not as if Matt Moore's stepping in and he has to run this crazy air spread offense. The strength everybody's known it all season long is the offensive line and handing off the football to the running backs. But because Matt Moore is the quarterback, Pittsburgh's favored by 10. If Tannehill was playing, you always believe it's only
I don't think it matters.
A 1 point difference, maybe not even.
I think the Steelers Steelers have won 7 straight games, and now that all three are really healthy, Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, and AB, I just don't think they're not going to get tested until they see a Kansas City or a New England.
Everything about what I've watched about the NFL season makes me believe Miami should keep this close because they are a playoff team and a really good AFC. But that line is just so off to me that it signals Vegas knows something, and it might be a really good investment value. You're very confident. Me personally, I wouldn't do it, but someone's going to make a lot of money on that game. Yeah, someone's going to do it. Somebody's definitely going to do it. Wide receiver here. So this week we're going wide receiver and tight end for your value plays. Usually it's a flex spot, but we're going 4 and 4 in the playoff edition. My wide receiver. If this guy walked into the room for a lot of people who are sports fans and he had to say, who's that person, they wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. Geronimo Allison.
Oh, I need a Geronimo on the board.
Geronimo Allison.
Come on, man.
He is a wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. In the past 3 games for the Packers, he's had 14 targets. Last week, how about 91 yards and a touchdown? Now we talk about the Packer offense. Ty Montgomery, Jordy Nelson. How about even Ripkowski being the running back who's getting those vulture touchdowns at the goal line? But we're talking about a straight-up value play here. If there's a situation where Aaron Rodgers against the Giants gets out of the pocket and he's scrambling, you're like, oh boy. Please throw to Geronimo Allison. He could be that guy. He's 6'3" in the back of the end zone. You're going for a straight-up touchdown call here. Allison, low price. Hope for a broken play. He can make you some money on the weekly leagues.
I do like that kid. I've watched him play a couple times this season, so I do enjoy that. It's a fun play. I just don't know if he's the man yet.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo!
So let's hope. I'm hoping for you. I'm pulling for you on that one. All right, here's my final pick. The Giants go to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, and they whoop some Heine.
Whoa!
They whoop them. All right, my prediction is 20-17. I believe that the Giants will win this game 20-17. They have a way of keeping teams to about 17 points. Their secondary is pretty good. They know what their weakness is. McAdoo has a confidence that is bordering on swagger right now, the way he's walking around. Hey, let's talk about the weather. The weather is Fight Club, and the first 2 rules of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. That's a quote. This dude's ready to go. He's excited that his first playoff game is going to be against his old team. I got to tell you, I think the Giants win this outright, but if you want to go ahead and, hand me 4.5 points, I'll take them. Give me the G-Men.
Wow, you are very confident in this pick. So not only just the 4.5, you're going straight up win for the G-Men.
I think the Giants advance. Wow. I really do. There's something about them.
And then we could be setting up for a Giants-Cowboys divisional round matchup if the Lions do not beat the Seahawks in that matchup. My final play here is the tight end position. It was a tough one. I had to find someone deep, and it was Jesse James. Not the criminal, but Jesse James, the tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's the thing. Everyone's talking about Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown. There's going to be a play where it's 1st and goal, 2nd and goal. The Steelers love to throw in the red zone. Jesse James is going to get open because the focus is on there. And he played last week against the Browns. Ladarius Green, who is their other tight end, is in concussion protocol right now. So, take that for what it is. If Ladarius Green is not on the field, Jesse James may get some more targets. He is a good value play. And another guy like Geronimo Allison, you put him in your weekly lineups, he might get you that 6, which will be good enough to get you in the money.
I like it. I will recap my plays for you. This is the reality of it, my friends. The Oakland Raiders will keep it within 3.5 points against Houston. The Detroit Lions, you got to lose your mind in Detroit, Rock City, and take those 8 points against Seahawks in Seattle. Pittsburgh Steelers, they're the only favorite I'm taking this weekend. I'm laying the 10 points. I'm not scared of the Dolphins, not one little itty-bitty bit. And then the Giants, I think they win this game 20-17. I think that guy that we keep hearing about, that name that people keep saying, Playoff Eli, I think Playoff Eli shows up and gets it done. I think they win outright, but I'll take that 4.5.
In my final recap here, again, we're talking DraftKings, FanDuel, ways to play fantasy football. Even though your seasons may be done, invest a little bit on the game. See what happens. Set one of these lineups. My quarterback to play this week, Aaron Rodgers. Even though the price isn't great, he's Aaron Rodgers. Play him this week. Running back Lamar Miller. Look for the Houston Texans to be very run-heavy against the Oakland Raiders. And then 2, almost call them wild cards, vulture touchdowns, whatever you want here. Wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, Geronimo Allison. And tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jesse James.
Oh, very nice.